Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Get Play Soon. Also, welcome to the episode number 44 of Leetcode SQL 50 challenge. And let me tell you that this is also the last episode of this challenge. In case you are new to this challenge and you are first time watching this video, then let me explain you. SQL 50 by Leetcode is a challenge where it consists of problems, 50 such SQL problems where it covers different type of topics, and we are literally in the last topic, that is advanced string functions or regular expressions or clause. In this topic, we are also in the last problem, that is find users with valid emails. So in case you haven't checked the previous video set, make sure you watch them. Now getting started with the problem. The last problem we are going to do in SQL 50 challenge is find users with valid emails. This is an easy level problem. In this question, we are given one table, that is user table. It has three columns like user ID, username and user email. We are supposed to write a solution to find the users who have valid emails. So how do we understand if the given email is valid or not? We have few conditions. An email should have prefix name and a domain. A prefix name must and should start with a letter, but what it can contain is, it can contains letters, be it uppercase or lowercase. It can consist of digits, it can consist of underscore, period, dash, and also hyphen. Okay, all these things it can consist. But if any other thing is present, for example, star symbol or hash symbol or exclamatory symbol, all these things are not allowed. If any of these symbols are present, it becomes invalid email. Also, the domain name is given, that is @leetcode.com. Prefix name followed by domain name must be there. Also, it's a very basic thing. For example, if there is an email after the domain, that is @leetcode.com, if anything else is present, then it will also become invalid. I'm specifically mentioning about this because in the test cases, there is one of the test case where the input email is given with a letter after completing this domain, that is @leetcode.com. So we have to make sure we identify the valid email only for that email where it ends here after .com. There must not be anything else. Okay, let's look at the example. Here in the user table, you can see user IDs, names and mail. In the output also, we are supposed to mention all these three columns. Okay, and what are we supposed to mention? The valid emails, right? Here, let's check one by one. Here, the first email started with a letter and there is no other symbol, @leetcode.com. So this is a valid email. So we'll mention all these three details in the valid email. Here Jonathan is great. Here there is no domain name given. So we will not put this in the output. Bella @leetcode.com hyphen can be present in the valid email list. So yes, this is also qualifies and we'll put that in the output. Now sally.come @leetcode.com. So sally.com, the period is allowed and we have the domain also @leetcode.com. So we will mention all these three things in the output. Now speaking about the fifth email, we have this hash symbol which is invalid. That's why we will not put this in the output. Here @gmail.com. So the given domain name is wrong. So that this also doesn't qualify. And this email is starting with a period which should not be happening. All the emails should be starting with a letter. So we'll not put this also. So only three things are perfect. Winston @leetcode.com, Vella @leetcode.com and sally.com @leetcode.com. So only these three details we'll be putting in the output. We are not only supposed to mention this column, we're supposed to mention all the three columns. What are we supposed to do if we have to mention all the three columns? We can simply use star in our code. So let's see how do we write the code. Select star. When you do star, it basically selects all the columns. Instead of typing so much, we can simply write star. Means all the columns from the users table, where mail, regular expression, and now let's start the most important condition part. Now we are supposed to find the valid email, right? To understand if the email is valid or not, we are supposed to mention the condition. So where do we write it? In the where condition. Where mail. Mail is a column name, okay? So in this, the values present inside this column are checked. So the values present inside the mail column are checked. So where mail, regular expression, and we write the conditions here. Okay. Okay, now let's start the condition with the caret symbol. We are using this caret symbol to make sure the matching, the valid email matching starts at the beginning of the string. Okay, now speaking about the first condition. What is the first condition? The prefix name must start with a letter. So let's talk about the first letter. So in the parenthesis, let's write smaller a to z, capital A to Z. So the first character should be letter. If we are not mentioning anything here like plus or star, anything, if we mention plus, we can talk about one more letter. If we are mentioning about star, like 0 or more occurrences, there's so many rules, but we want only about the first letter, right? So that's why we just stopped with the bracket. Now speaking about rest of the digits, here we have quite a nice range like letters, digits, underscore, period, and dash, right? So letters A, small letters A to Z, capital letters, digits, underscore, period, and dash. All these things are mentioned. Now, after we close the bracket, what are we mentioning here? We are mentioning star. Star is a very important thing here. So, for example, think about an email like h@leetcode.com. Now we are writing all these things here. What happens if h@leetcode.com? Is it valid or not valid? It is valid. So to make it valid, we'll keep star. When you mention star, it means this from this part to this part can be there or cannot be there because it represents 0 or more characters. So this can completely be ignored if it is 0. If it is 1, any of these characters can be there. If it is 2, any of the 2 characters from this can be there. If it is 3, any of the characters from this will be there. Okay. So we'll mention star. Star represents 0 or more characters from letters, digits, underscore, period, or dash. Okay. Now speaking about the domain, @leetcode.com. Okay, what about these slashes over here? See, period is that particular symbol where it might stop. Period means stop. So, in order for SQL not to get confused, we will use the slashes here. That is backslashes. So, the backslash escape the period to ensure it is treated as a literal than a wildcard. Okay. So, @leetcode// .com. Now, let's ignore this symbol here. What happens? There are about 25-26 test cases and all of them are passed. And then there is one particular test case which shown letters after leetcode.com. After completing the domain name, it has some other digits. Then what happened? Then the test case failed. So we should make sure after @leetcode.com there should be no other thing present, like no other letter or symbol or digit should be present. It should end after .com. So to make sure it ends after the .com, we have put the symbol over here. Okay. Now all the test cases work. I hope you understood how we write this regular expression thing, how we write this conditions thing. But I know we haven't solved more problems on this. So that I'm going to give you this link for you to understand how to write, to learn more about the syntax or learn more about this regular expression. So if you want to revise before your interviews, please go through this link. So that's it. We have just completed all the problems in our final topic also. So once you're done, it will be showing like this. Once you have solved all the problems in the Leetcode SQL 50 in your Leetcode, once you submit the last problem, it will be showing like this. Okay, and once you enter to the SQL 50, it will be showing like this. So if you have solved all the 50 problems, then you will be awarded with this badge. So yes, we have completed successfully Leetcode SQL 50 challenge. So that's it from my side for this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Bye bye.